Boom. Salute. What it is, YouTube. What's happening? It's Nocturnal Thoughts, Boxing After Dark. Um, I'm the host. This is my PNC, my partner in crime. Say what's up to Brutus. I don't know if you got him in here. He don't like being on camera. Say what's up, man. So, real quick, man, conversation I'm talking about today. I got to watch interview with Leonard Ellerbe, man, and he was doing a prediction or a breakdown of Gervonta Tank Davis, Gervonta Tank Davis versus Leo Santa Cruz. And some things he said I agreed with. Some things I said, this might just be kind of to pump the fight or whatnot. But definitely respect his opinion. Definitely respect his logic. One thing he did say was Gervonta Tank Davis can't cut any corners. Don't believe the hype. A lot of people say Gervonta Tank Davis is just going to blow through Leo Santa Cruz, and Leo Santa Cruz is basically a sacrificial lamb for Gervonta Tank Davis. He said, "Don't believe that hype. We don't believe that hype. We train." What? Your reflexes? He said, "We train and take every single opponent to be dangerous." You know, Gervonta Tank Davis is doing everything he has to do, leaving no stone unturned to make sure he don't have any issues when it comes to making weight, and that he's prepared for Leo Santa Cruz. The fact that Leo Santa Cruz is the most dangerous, most experienced fighter that Gervonta Tank Davis has faced to this day. Matter of fact, he said if Gervonta Tank Davis makes any kind of attempt to make any kind of shortcuts, then he will be taking his first L. That's the AC kicking on. I do apologize. He said if Gervonta Tank Davis takes any shortcuts for this fight, he's going to take his first L. Now, like I say, sometimes you got to kind of take that with a grain of salt because he has to promote the fight. You know what I'm saying? You can't expect for Leonard Ellerbe to be like, oh, this is going to be an easy fight for Gervonta Tank Davis. Leo Santa Cruz is not at his level, and Gervonta Tank is just going to, knock him out in 5 rounds. If Leonard Ellerbe was to say that, then, nobody's going to be interested in this fight. He has to do his part in promoting the fight. But I still like and respect his opinion because he does a very good job of being balanced, of being a hype promoter, and hyping up the fight, but also, keeping it grounded and keeping it real. He does a good way of finessing that type of a conversation where he says, now don't get it twisted. I expect for Gervonta Tank Davis to be able to rise to the occasion and come out of this fight victorious. But at the same time, we're not expecting this to be no easy fight for Gervonta Tank Davis. As we speak right now, he's training hard to make sure that he's 100% fully prepared to fight Leo Santa Cruz, because Leo Santa Cruz is that much of a threat to Gervonta Tank Davis's career. And he goes on to say that Leo Santa Cruz is not taking this fight just for money. He said Leo Santa Cruz has a lot of money, and he's the type of person that's very frugal, and he's not out there spending his money like some people do. And I was glad that they touched on that, because I was kind of one of those, I had the perspective that maybe Leo Santa Cruz is just trying to get that big fight and cash out. But Leonard Ellerbe refreshed my memory to say Leo Santa Cruz has been wanting this fight for a long time. He's been seeking this fight. You know what I'm saying? So he's not, like I said, it was a lot of, one of the words that get thrown around in boxing all the time is this person is ducking, this person is ducking. And Leo Santa Cruz was starting to get labeled a duck artist. And I don't like to label people a duck unless I can really, it has to be concrete evidence for me to look at somebody and say he's a duck. Because To me, boxers are warriors, and I just don't see where they just have this fear, like a domesticated person has this fear of just taking the loss or losing in life. And these warriors, man, they have a different mentality. So, you know, some people might say that Leo Santa Cruz ducked out on Rick and Dow. Some people say that Leo Santa Cruz ducked out on Gary Russell Jr. But I say Leo Santa Cruz basically throwing down a gauntlet and challenging Gervonta Tank Davis. In my opinion, I salute it and I respect it. And you know, I want to see this fight and see what the outcome is. You know what I'm saying? So, real quick, I had to touch on that because those are some of the two main things that was bothering me about this fight. Like, was this just a business move on the side of Leo Santa Cruz because Gervonta Tank Davis is the cash cow right now, or was Leo Santa Cruz actually coming to this fight to win? And just listening to Leonard Ellerbe, like I said, you got to take things with a, you know what I'm saying, you got to take it in totality. But he did a good job of convincing me that Leo Santa Cruz is you know, going to be a threat to Gervonta Tank Davis. But at the same time, don't you know, don't count Leo Santa Cruz out, but still put your money on Gervonta Tank Davis, you know what I'm saying, to do what he does. You know what I'm saying? Is that all I got for y'all? Maybe. Real quick, I do want to touch on just what I've been up to, what I've been rewatching. Besides, I'm not even gonna go there. I might save that and see if it can be a surprise. See how that works out. But I do want to say shouts out to He Knows the Sports, and shouts out what's his name, Tom Ross, I believe that's your partner's name, and then Ox Steel, shouts out. I didn't get it. I mean, I was so busy, man. I tried to watch as much as I can of the live they did, and man, I had to go back and watch it when I get done doing this. But I did get an opportunity to watch Danny Garcia versus Lamont Peterson, Danny Garcia versus Sean Porter, and Danny Garcia versus Adrian Granados. So I do kind of want to touch on that to see how that molded my mentality around Danny Garcia versus Errol Spence. Because I got to give respect to these guys, man. These guys are some warriors. And I don't see Danny Garcia being anything close to an easy fight for Errol Spence. Like I said, when I do my Doctor Strange and I'm trying to look at millions and millions and millions of outcomes for this fight, which I can't do millions. I can try to get at least a good 10 or 20 different versions of this fight in my mind. But watching Danny Garcia versus Lamont Peterson gives me a whole different idea of what would happen against Errol Spence. Then when you watch Danny Garcia versus Sean Porter, it changes the mentality just as well. Because Danny Garcia versus Sean Porter, and then Errol Spence versus Sean Porter, two close fights. I think the main difference between Danny Garcia versus Sean Porter versus Errol Spence versus Sean Porter, the key ingredients that Danny Garcia was missing was body work. I didn't see Danny Garcia do any committal work to put any water in the basement of Sean Porter. That's the only thing I seen that separated that fight. Not the only thing, but the main thing I seen that separated that fight, because Errol Spence committed to working Sean Porter's body, broke him down. Still was a very close fight, but by the 11th round, he put Sean Porter down. You know what I'm saying? Sean Porter versus Danny Garcia was a tough fight, back and forth fight. I never seen Sean Porter hurt in that fight, though. But at the same time, I really never seen Danny Garcia hurt in that fight. You know what I'm saying? I just think it was about Sean Porter making the adjustments, and Danny Garcia did not make enough adjustments to get the W. He started off great, he started off taking like the first 4 rounds, to be honest. Um, like I said, going into the 6th round, I had Danny Garcia almost about to shut Sean Porter completely out. He had won 4 rounds out of 6, the first 6 rounds. That's not even the case for Errol Spence versus Sean Porter. I did not give Errol Spence like the man. I got to go back and watch Errol Spence versus Sean Porter again. But I know that Errol Spence and Sean Porter was too close for me. You know what I'm saying? It was too close for me. But when you look at it and you do a generic triangle theory, you say, well, Sean Porter, you know what I'm saying, won against Danny Garcia. Sean Porter lost against Errol Spence. But it's more than meets the eye. When I watch those two fights, 3 fights, it's tough. Then when I watched Danny Garcia versus Lamont Peterson, which was a complete robbery on behalf of Danny Garcia, I felt like he lost that fight convincingly. Maybe I have to go back and watch it again to see what the judges saw. But from what I saw, Lamont Peterson put on a boxing clinic. From what I saw, he put on a boxing clinic. And it should have been an easy win for Lamont Peterson. Then when I go back and watch Lamont Peterson versus Errol Spence, I see complete domination of Lamont Peterson. So I don't know what all factors contributed to Lamont Peterson losing in that fashion against Errol Spence. But if I just look at it from a generic point of view and say Errol Spence completely dominated Lamont Peterson and Lamont Peterson put on a masterclass performance against Danny Garcia, then Danny Garcia does not have a prayer to be victorious against Errol Spence. But I don't want to be generic. I want to look at this thing and really take Danny Garcia very serious, because I think with this, pandemic, with the accident, with all things under consideration, this could be a very, very close fight. This could be a close fight, and this could be one of those split decision type fights. So I expect to see a whole different version of Errol Spence that we've never seen before, that comes new and improved and even more dangerous than he was when he was, breaking down and beating guys like Lamont Peterson, Kell Brook, Chris Van Heerden, Chris Algieri, and Van Heerden, and when you go through the catalog of Errol Spence, some of the guys, the way he was breaking them down, especially when he was with Blu-ray, I want to see an even better version of Errol Spence when he steps into the square circle against Danny Garcia. So, anyways, I'm not gonna make this video too long, man. It's getting late, and it's time for me to relax and chill. But I appreciate y'all time, man. Time is the most precious commodity that we have. It's only a commodity that once we lose it, man, we can't get it back. So if it's worth your time, hit the subscribe button. You made it for 14 minutes. Go ahead and hit the thumbs up. Some people are gonna hit the thumbs down. Leave me a comment so we can, chop up. And I like to build, like to hear your perspective, hear your point of view. And I appreciate you. I appreciate you for sure. It's Nocturnal Thoughts. It's Brutus. Say what's up, Brute. Right here. Say what's up. Say peace. You're licking your chops. I'm out. Take it easy.